What's up, YouTube? YouTube. YouTube. What's up? I am exhausted. Oh my god, it's midnight. Tuesdays are simultaneously my favorite day and my least favorite day because I don't work till 3:30 p.m. But then that means I have to work till midnight. So yeah, there's that. I'm really tired. I really want to talk about the topic at hand, though. I've had a lot of really good moments today. Just in self-confidence and just a lot of like diving in the mind, and just exploring some stuff and having some epiphanies that I think are really they've just been big for me today. And so I want to explore them and talk about them real quick, but I also want to make it quick because I am just thoroughly exhausted. I've been awake since like 6 o'clock this morning. I've had a intense gym workout. I've had to raise my kid. I've had to work. Just a lot. It's been a lot today, so let's see if I can balance both. Yeah? Yeah, you guys with me? Come on. Come hang out. Let's go. First, gratitude and mantra. Let's get those out of the way. That's the format of these. I'm just going to get them out of the way so that I can move to the topic at hand, so that I can shift to the topic at hand. Gratitude. I am grateful for my wife right now. She has made she in a lot of ways she's made my life easier, and she's been really sick recently and just been dealing with that, and she's kind of been struggling, but she's just figuring it out, and she's been there to help me and support me, and she's always there for me. So I'm just honestly just, it's nice having that like support system in place, and I'm just grateful for it. Man, I'm tired. Oh my god. I don't know how I'm gonna make it through this. Mantra. Man, the stuff I'm doing, it's just difficult. It is consistency. It's just hard. It's difficult. Showing up every day and just figuring yourself out every day is hard, honestly. It's fucking hard. That's it. Okay. Let me talk about this. I mean it. I want to get to this. I want to get to the point, and I want to go get some sleep. I'm exhausted. So, I was listening to like this random like it was a Spotify like a motivational speech, because I just looked up self-confidence, because I've been feeling myself not have a lot of self-confidence. And what I mean by that is like I just like rely too much on other people to make decisions for me, in the sense that I say I want to do something with someone else. I will at least initiate, hey, do you want to do something? But then from there, it is very much, the ball's in your court now. Whatever you want to do, I'm here to do. I'll do it. It doesn't matter. It's fine. Let's hang out. And I very much don't like making the decision. I don't like having the responsibility of someone else's enjoyment. I like I would rather let's do what you want to do, because I am so easygoing that I'm going to have fun and be fine like no matter what we do. I'm just happy to be here, honestly. That's usually what happens in that kind of scenario, and it's very kind of it's kind of annoying, because most people that most people that I like hang out with, they don't really have things they want to do either. Most people, and it's even further than that. Like, most people are similar to me, at least like the people I hang out with. Maybe I need to be hanging out with different people who are more assertive. I mean, I don't know, but like the point I'm trying to make is like it will just lead to a lot of confusion and a lot of like last minute, like, oh, like, well, I guess this is what we're doing, let's just go do it, and then it's just kind of a mess. Whereas if one person were just to be like, no, let's do this, and we'll do it like this and this and this, and we can kind of adjust. But like, if one person just like made the decisions and was confident in knowing that, like, this will happen somewhat this way and somewhat that way, then I feel like it would tend to. I've noticed sometimes recently that I've been doing this, and it just in my life has been cleaner. It's clearer. It's less anxious. There's so much less anxiety. So that's one aspect of it. Another aspect of it is like, even in like I've been struggling with like what should I do with my life, and like where do I want to go, and like what do I want to do, and even talking with my wife and like bouncing ideas off of her. I'm like almost in a way I'm like asking her for permission, in a sense, to like pursue what I want to pursue. Like it's not that I'm doing that directly, but I'm like talking to her with like some ideas of like, oh yeah, maybe I could or should sell solar, blah blah blah. And it's almost like I'm like feeling her reaction and sensing like how she would feel about it, and then making a decision based off that. And if she's any kind of like unsettled, or like if she's any kind of like, oh god, here we go again, then I'm not going to do it. That's like that was a mindset going into like a conversation and exploring it. And honestly, like it shouldn't matter, because I'm having no self-confidence. If I had confidence in knowing like, no, I want to do this, and I do, but like if I had confidence, there would be no like there'd be no like subconscious asking of permission, in a way. I'm hoping this makes sense. I'm kind of like trying to work through some of it. I mean, it feels like I understand it in my body, but like now that I'm trying to talk through it, kind of feels like I might not be very clear. Essentially, like what it boils down to is it is that I don't have a lot of confidence. I don't have a lot of the responsibility of the decision is kind of scary. Like having the if I make a decision on what we're going to do for an evening and it ends up being shitty, then I'm going to feel bad. I'm not going to feel good. And I don't, I don't like that. I don't want that. Um, and so, uh, so that's something I'm working on. So to kind of circle back, there was a podcast I was listening to, or like motivational speech. Like I typed in self confidence into this podcast and essentially listened to the first one that came up, and it had a lot of really really good moments in it, and I just had a lot of like realizations that, and I've kind of been on this path, but I've just had some realizations that, hang on one second. This fucking song is annoying as hell. Sorry. I've just had some realizations that, I was driving, and like I've been talking about this a lot, but I tend to lose sight of it, and I get wrapped up in the thoughts of things mattering in a sense, or like what people think of me mattering, and it's all gonna be okay. Like, we're gonna die in the end, and that's fine. And I just have to really internalize that. And I almost have to check myself. And I almost have to remember that it's okay. Like, decisions or not, people's happiness, it's not really my it's not my responsibility at all. And so making a decision and doing something with other people is completely fine. Making a decision to like sell solar, like to go walk into someone's home, first of all, who is, somewhat interested in solar, but to sit down with them for like an hour and essentially sell them on the idea of putting solar on their fucking roofs. On the outside, looking in, and I've done that a couple of times. Like, it's fucking scary. Walking up to someone's door randomly, they don't expect you, they don't know who you are, just not walking up to their door and knocking on it and saying, "Hey, I'm doing solar quotes. Do you want one?" essentially, is terrifying, right? But one of the things in the podcast, or in the whatever it was, the motivational speech, one of the things was, this guy was like, like, life is, it's a series of steps. And this may be very cliche and whatever, I don't give a fuck, but like, life's a series of steps, and if you're not uncomfortable, you're just going to kind of keep staying at the same thing, and you're not going to level up, right? And I know that internally. I know that like, I have to put myself in uncomfortable situations, but I forget that too. I forget that like the only way to grow is to be uncomfortable. And it fucking sucks, dude. Like, I want to just be able to sit at my desk and do proposals and not talk to a single person and be at home with my wife and kid all day and just be a complete homebody. And I'd be completely fine with that. I would be fine with that. If the pay was really good, but it's just not. And so, you have to put yourself in uncomfortable situations. And for me, I know that, but I have to remember that. And putting myself in a situation where I'm going into someone's home who's, again, somewhat interested in getting a quote and seeing what solar is, going into their home, explaining how it works, and getting them to agree to, the terms and get solar on their roof and be responsible for whatever happens. Like, if something goes wrong with the system, that's my name attached to that. Even in my head, even if like the install doesn't go right and I'm not like involved with any of the installations, if it doesn't go right, that's still me, like I'm the face of that homeowner, like of the company. Like, I'm the face of the company. The homeowner, like, that's me. I'm the first line. And so being okay with that decision, a fucking stranger for, thousands of dollars and, up to 25 years of the life of the system. Like, fuck, dude, that is, talk about being uncomfortable. Like, that is a very uncomfortable feeling for me. But again, the only way to grow is by putting myself in those kinds of situations. I kept thinking like, God, that feels so good. Oh my God, it feels so good to get that out. I kept thinking like, maybe I shouldn't do so. Maybe that's too much of like a level up. Like, maybe that's like a fucking leap, and maybe I just need to take baby steps into it. No. I am at a point personally where a leap is exactly what I need to do. And I've done some version of solar sales for 6 years, almost. I'm ready for this. There's no way I'm not ready for this. I know more about solar than probably 90% of, at least the company I work for, 90% of their salespeople. But where I falter and where they don't is they're like the ones actually putting themselves in the situation. That could very well be uncomfortable for them too. But they're the ones actually doing it. And I'm not. And so that's the leap I'm talking about. The other thing I just was thinking about it is I tend to put people, they're called closers, sales. I don't know if it's the same for like every industry. It probably is, but in solar they're called closers. I've put those guys a level up, a level above me. Literally, there's a line, and I am here, Jetthro here, and then these guys are here. And I don't know why that is. I don't know why I've done that. They're fucking humans just like I am. I don't really have the same feelings with like musicians. I don't really. I am more of an expert in music itself than I am with this. But I don't really do that with musicians for the most part, even ones that are like, oh, I guess I maybe do actually. But there are fewer, I guess. There's less of them, less musicians that I put on, higher pedestals. Whereas every closer to me is braver than I am, maybe, or they're just better than I am. I don't know the reason, but I do it. And I know there's going to be imposter syndrome for me. I know I'm going to start really closing. And the crazy thing is I've already closed I did it for like 8 or 9 months in Dallas, and I closed a few deals. And I've done this before, but for some reason, my brain is trying to stop me. The fear part is trying to hold me back, and it's trying to make it so that I don't do this. But it's just every closer is better than me, or like there's no discrimination. Like if you have that title, then I look up to you. I feel like I have this image of them as being like these charismatic, like hilarious, like super smart, like just like a human being that I would want to be, honestly. Like I want to be more charismatic, I want to be more funny, I want to be someone that people like, like who doesn't want all of that, right? And so I've just attached those feelings to the term closer, and then generalized all of them as being that way. Maybe some of that is true, but man, there are some sharks. There are some sharks in closing. But beyond that, like coming back to me and my feelings, like I shouldn't be doing that. It's that I don't know. Imposter syndrome is big with me. I always feel like I'm not, like I don't belong. And so I'm kind of working through some of that too. There's just a lot of feelings. There's just kind of a lot of feelings that are coming up with knowing that I'm going to be shifting into this job. Honestly, I don't know exactly which company I'm going to work for, but like with my background in solar, I'm going to get hired as a closer. It just kind of depends on where I want to go, or like which company I want to do it with. I'd like to stay at the company I'm with, but I don't think it's possible. But I don't know, I got to explore that, but there's so many things that are coming up. There's so many like emotions and so many like mental like fears and things that are coming up that what I'm doing right now, I feel like is almost completely necessary for me to deal with some of them. Because again, like, the whole reason I'm doing this in the first place is because I have I have things floating around in my head at all times, as does everybody, but getting them out, like in this kind of setting, helps me. It really like helps me process things, I think, or it just helps me like keep things centered and focused so that I know like kind of what I'm trying to do, I guess. But it's so helpful. It's so helpful. And yeah, the fears and the anxieties and the feelings, the imposter syndrome, the putting people on pedestals above me, and like being responsible for decisions. Like I haven't even started that yet. I haven't even started that job yet. I'm going to, but I'm already dealing with a lot of this. I'm already like feeling a lot of this. And I'm seeing it in my like everyday. That's the thing, is like I'm seeing a lot of these things, like I'm starting to consciously make decisions and like stick to them. More so than like, my running or like working out or Spanish. Like those are habits that I've built in. I'm making decisions on little things, and then I'm just doing them and living with whatever happens, both just my own and like with my wife involved or not. Um, uh, I'm just doing them, and um, I'm noticing, man, I really am noticing. It's just been like 2 days, and I'm noticing something feels better. Like there was a stream I did where I feel like I had a moment of like lucidness, and I was talking about like the Michael O'Donnell guy and how I was doing this kind of thing, but with him essentially, and I don't know exactly where it's at. I'm not gonna re-explain everything. It's a stream that maybe you'll find at some point, but essentially, I was doing this like accountability meeting every morning at 7 in the morning, with this top solar guy, and there was a moment where I felt the most like confident, the most like sure of myself that I've ever been, and and I lost it. I lost it, and it's come back to me like I guess what I'm realizing is that all of that kind of stuff is stuff you have to work on. Like confidence is not just something that you can like you're not born with it. Some people are, maybe, I'm sure, but like for me, I it's not. So I have to work on it, and it's just like every other discipline. It's just like every other thing. You got to work on. You have to work on making decisions and being okay with the decisions. Like that seems so crazy to me. Like it seems so crazy to me that like being more confident is something you have to practice. Like it like for me it seems like people are just kind of born with it, and that's just kind of who they are as a person. Or like just any of those kinds of things. Yeah, confidence. I don't know. Decision making. Yeah, I don't know. It's just it's just kind of crazy that those are things that you can practice and like build a character or charisma. Having charisma, being funny, being you know, those kinds of things are things that you can work on and like do every day and build up. It's not something that you're born with. I don't know. That seems like just such a wild concept to me. But yeah. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I check out? What's going on? Is anyone here? I'm gonna go to sleep. Oh my god, we're at 30 minutes. Wow, I just kind of turned off my filter there, didn't I? I don't even like remember most of that, actually. That felt so good. Confidence, gonna work on it. Gonna keep making decisions and being okay with the results. Much love to you guys. Man, if you guys are still here, cool. Thank you, sincerely. If you guys are here in the future, I hope you've gained something from this. I hope that you're safe as well. I hope that you're, you and your loved ones are doing all right and doing well. I'm gonna be here tomorrow, and then I fly out to Utah Thursday morning, bright and early, and gonna have to keep the challenge going. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough, but we'll see what happens. But otherwise, good night. Much love to everybody. Stay safe. We'll see you guys later. Stay.